So how did you guys meet?
7 years ago. Ollie and I went to the same music college, Guildhall School of Music and Drama, but studying different times, different classes, but everybody there knows of each other.
He's older than me.
Yeah, he is. The plastic surgery worked very well. And really, I mean, that's how a lot of groups tend to, for me, not for you, obviously, my plastic surgery.
I was going to say, how
but no, we met through college, and really kind of just after that we started looking at ways to get groups together, to do something a bit unusual, to mix pop, classical, the different styles together. And when we started pulling friends together, it was initially messages on Facebook that got it all started. People saying, do you want to be involved? Yes, no, fine. Some people were, some people weren't. And we got our first audition with Universal Records, which was quite a boon for us to be able to achieve that. And they were the ones who really kick-started our careers, as it was. It was really them turning around and saying, right, we'll give you a chance. Make an album with us, maybe we'll let you make 2, maybe 3, whatever. But it was really just friends getting involved in something musically that we liked.
There were 4 of you, weren't there?
There were. He's just very small, the fourth one, you can't see him.
Blake went through a few transitions. So the original 4 lineup in 2007 then changed in 2009, which is when I came in and I replaced a guy called Dom Tai who left to go and pursue acting, and he's now acting. So I came in from a sort of similar background. I've been at music college, and I was sort of out working as a freelance singer and doing some stuff with other artists and bits of recording and new producers who had worked with Blake, and so there were relationships and social media as well. So I then came in, and so Blake was still a 4, but a different 4. And then we had a great 4 years, and then one of our 4 of that lineup, Jules, left in January last, so exactly just over a year ago. And we've been a 3 since then. So this is a new incarnation.
Original members, whatever, we're still 50% proof, which is any alcohol.
We're now actually 66, which is lethal. That's gone up. But
so
we're doing well.
We're distilled.
Stephen and I are the original, and I was going to say best. So
what have you got coming up? You're recording at the moment?
Yeah, we're just. I mean, making albums is always a long, exciting and exhausting process, and especially for a band like Blake, because we, as we will do on this album, have a mixture of covers and original songs. The process of working with songwriters, we're talking to some very big songwriters in the UK who are hopefully going to put forward some material, and then we have to sit down and start thinking about what sort of songs we want to cover, whether they're going to work with our vocal adaptions, why we want to do them, what sort of sound you're trying to create. And I think this is going to be more of an acoustic album. We're talking to some great musicians, so it's going to be. We've been doing that in the shows a lot more, taking guitar, piano, 3 voices. Well,
it's something we used to do a lot, actually. I mean, you mentioned when we were 4, it was originally something that we built around harmony and a cappella singing. This has given us the opportunity to actually start thinking about that afresh again, and doing 3-part harmony, which is, by its very nature, more sort of exposed and more vulnerable. So that can be very exciting. So we'll be looking at stuff with either just piano or perhaps 5-part strings and piano, or guitar, and I think probably less immediately with orchestral stuff, because we've got a lot of repertoire that's with full orchestra, and we've done 4 albums with that.
So this is something quite different.
I hope so. But it's got to be, and it's not always, albums aren't always about let's progress, let's do something. Sometimes it's about saying, let's look at something that we're really good at but we haven't done enough of yet. And I think the acoustic singing would fall into that category.
Definitely, and it lends itself to the live show as well, for the live performance. So we've got the album coming up, and then we're touring in South Africa. We've got shows in Russia. We have got shows in America. We're going to Washington, New York, stuff there. Then we've got 30 or 40 shows here.
Did you ever imagine it to have taken off so well as this?
We didn't really know what to. We didn't know what to expect when it started. I mean, when we signed with Universal at the beginning, when you're signed on any major label record contract, you get told, the world is your oyster, and you realise that it's going to be
down to you, isn't it?
It is down to you, and
it.
it's different for every artist. It's not the same journey, and that's part of the fun. And our journey has taken us in so many different directions we never expected. So as to whether we ever knew we'd end up here, let alone anywhere along the journey, I think it's hard to say. I think we've got very good as a group of accepting whatever journey changes we have and learning to live with it.
You get on so,
we're lucky.
From what I can see.
Again, that's 7 years of it. I mean, it's
if you can't get on, you can't last that long. I mean, that's the thing. Groups come and go all the time, and they've been, in the time we've existed, crossover groups or classical groups or even pop groups have come and gone at such speed. At 7 years, we've outlasted quite a lot of marriages.
It's also growing. It's also growing up as individuals. I think certainly when I think back to when I joined, which was 5 years ago, and Blake, the job was very much the focus of one's life in a way. It was because you're a bit younger, and I think now certainly we've all got solid relationships. We all do a lot of stuff, just sort of fun stuff outside of work, and I think we've got a very good balance. And
now I'm going to ask you about those things now, because we're running out of time a little bit. So let's talk about your hobbies and some of your pleasure-seeking activities that you're doing away from music.
Anything active for me. So Stephen,
I know you rode your bike.
I did, yeah. So I'm not very good when I'm sitting still. So Stephen and I are very much into our motorbikes and the sort of motorsport generally, if we get a chance. And then for me, active things. So we're all very keen skiers, tennis, sailing. I've just been out in Africa kite surfing. So I like to.
It's a long way to go just for that.
It was quite nice though. Apart from the kite
he was here. The kite was there. That's very
so anything, and I think it's important as well. You've got to try and stay healthy, try and stay fit.
So you're not really sort of in the gym so much. You're more outdoor. You like the outdoors.
Sometimes we're in the gym. I mean, it depends. When we're touring overseas and we're staying in hotels, then popping down to the gym just helps keep you sane in some respects, especially as you're often battling jet lag as well. But no, we all enjoy different things. I really do love my motorbikes. That's a big passion. Whether it's just getting around in London, which is the easiest way to get around London, or sometimes we take them up to racing tracks, like places like Silverstone and Donington, and fly round and round and round the track on a motorbike. It's no better way of releasing tension.
Now I'm going to ask you one more question. Now we've got Valentine's Day coming up, and I just
that horrifically expensive day.
You're very romantic guys on stage. Give this, for your music and everything. Are you like that in real life?
Of course we are. I've sort of put my money where my mouth is because I've just got engaged.
Have you?
So I'm getting married.
Fans are crying.
I'm getting married in July. On my 34th birthday, I'm going to be getting married. So that's very exciting. So it's probably quite a high pressured Valentine's Day. This one. So I've completely forgotten it's on Friday, isn't it? So I better go shopping.
You can tell us what you have planned, because it's not going to go out until.
Well, at the moment I've got nothing planned. That's the problem. So I better go home and plan something.
You're in trouble. I likewise didn't get anything booked in time. As is always the case, every nice restaurant in London gets booked up 10 months in advance of Valentine's.
Doubles the cost.
So I've turned that into, darling, let's do something romantic at home. I'll cook for you because I haven't got anything else I can do. So that's going to be Valentine's.
My other half, fortunately, is abroad, so there's only so much money you can waste on spend on a Skype call.
Aren't they free? I thought they were Skype calls.
But of course, to those wondering, we always write songs for our loved ones, and we lavish them with romantic lyrics and love. So
you actually do. That sounded like you were joking, but he actually does that.
That's great.
No, we are romantic.
As long as you're not these guys that are queuing up down, outside the perfume shop.
No, not one of those.
No, fortunately, we go through duty free a lot.
Nothing says romance like service station flowers. That's what I always say.
To do our job, you've got to be romantic. Without genuine romance in you couldn't sing the songs that we sing and portray them in a way which an audience will engage with. So being romantic and a bit soft is part of the job.
By which he means Milk Tray and Ferrero Rocher.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It's so lovely to meet you, and good luck with this new album.
Thank you
very much indeed.
Okay.